Hi, my name is Millie. Let me tell you a story. A few years ago, I worked at a small company in my hometown. I was dedicated, punctual, and always striving to do my best. I was proud of my work, but there was something I struggled with every single day. My English. I knew basic phrases and vocabulary, but I never felt comfortable speaking or writing fluently. I hoped it wouldn't be a big problem, but deep down, I knew it might affect my career one day. One afternoon, my boss called me into his office. As I walked in, I could tell something was wrong. His expression was serious, even a little sad. "Millie," he began, "you've been a great asset to our team. But recently, many of our clients are English speakers, and we need someone who can communicate with them effectively." His next words hit me hard. "I'm sorry, but we have to let you go." I felt like the floor had dropped out from under me. I could hardly breathe as I tried to hold back tears. I thanked him and left the office, feeling defeated. I had no idea how I was going to find a new job with my limited English skills. Later that evening, I met up with my best friend, Marcos. We'd been friends since high school, and he was always there when I needed support. When he saw me, he immediately noticed something was wrong. "Millie, what happened? You look down," he said with concern. "I lost my job today," I said quietly. "They said it's because I don't speak English well enough. Maybe they're right. Maybe I should just give up and find something else." Marcos shook his head and looked at me firmly. "No, Millie, you're smart and capable. You just need to focus on learning English. It's not too late. You can do this." He sighed, feeling unsure. "I don't know, Marcos. Learning a language is so hard. What if I fail?" He smiled gently. "Everything is hard at first, but if you practice a little bit every day, you'll improve. Think about all the new opportunities that will come your way. Better jobs, new friends, maybe even the chance to travel." His words made me stop and think. Could this be the chance I needed to grow? Maybe learning English wasn't just about finding a job. It was about opening new doors in my life. The very next day, I made a decision. I signed up for an English course at a nearby school. The first few lessons were tough. I felt like a beginner struggling to form simple sentences. But every time I made a mistake, I remembered what Marcos had said. You have to keep going. At home, Marcos helped me practice. We would chat in English every evening, and he even gave me flashcards to study new words. I was surprised at how much he supported me, even when I made silly mistakes. He always said, "It's okay to mess up. You're learning." Slowly, things started to improve. I understood more words, and I could form short sentences. I watched English movies with subtitles, listened to songs, and read simple books to improve my vocabulary. The more I practiced, the more confident I became. One day, while browsing through job listings, I saw an opening at a large international company. It felt like the perfect fit, a place where I could use my marketing experience and my growing English skills. I hesitated at first, but then I took a deep breath, wrote a clear and confident email, and sent off my resume. A few days later, I got a response. They wanted to interview me. I was nervous, but excited. This was my chance to prove myself. The day of the interview arrived. I walked into the company's sleek, modern office, feeling both awe and anxiety. A receptionist greeted me and led me to a meeting room, where I met Mr. Johnson, the interviewer. He welcomed me with a smile. "Millie, thank you for coming today," he said warmly. "We have 3 tasks for you and will assess your skills, especially your English. Don't worry, just take it one step at a time." I took a deep breath and nodded. I was ready. The first task was a speaking test. I had to introduce myself, explain my work experience, and tell them why I wanted the job. It sounded easy, but speaking English in an interview felt so daunting. I focused on speaking clearly and calmly. "My name is Millie. I have 3 years of experience in marketing, and I've worked with many different clients to help them grow their businesses. I enjoy finding creative solutions and working on projects from start to finish." I paused, took a breath, and continued. "I want this job because I believe I can bring value to your company. I'm also excited about improving my English skills in a global environment." Mr. Johnson listened closely, nodding. Then he asked, "Why is learning English important to you?" I thought for a moment, then answered, "Learning English has made me more confident. It allows me to connect with more people and experience different cultures. I believe it opens up a world of possibilities, both in my career and in my personal life." Mr. Johnson smiled. "That's a great answer, Millie. Let's move on." Test 2, writing. Next, we moved on to a writing task. Mr. Johnson handed me a computer and said, "Imagine you're writing an email to a client about a new project. Keep it clear and professional." I typed carefully, making sure my sentences were simple and to the point. "Dear Mr. Smith, I hope this message finds you well. I am writing to introduce a new marketing project we've developed for your company. The goal is to increase your online visibility and attract more customers." I kept the tone polite and professional, remembering everything I'd practiced. After a few minutes, I finished. "We would be happy to discuss this further at your convenience. Please let us know when would be a good time for a meeting." When I handed it to Mr. Johnson, he read it over and nodded. "Very well written, Millie. Nice job." Test 3, listening. The final task was listening. Mr. Johnson explained that he would play an audio clip, and I would have to answer questions afterward. I put on the headphones and listened carefully as the speaker discussed a new marketing strategy. The clip was filled with details about the target audience, budget, and goals for the campaign. When it finished, Mr. Johnson asked, "What were the main points of the strategy?" I took a moment to gather my thoughts, then replied, "The strategy focuses on young adults using social media and online ads to increase brand awareness. The budget is set for 6 months. Mr. Johnson smiled and nodded. "Great. You understood everything perfectly." The result. After the tests, Mr. Johnson looked at me and said, "Millie, you did an excellent job today. Your English has improved significantly, and you handled each task with confidence. We'd love to have you join our team." I couldn't believe it. All those months of studying, practicing, and pushing myself had paid off. I was offered the job, and I walked out of that interview with a heart full of joy and gratitude. Later, I met Marcos to share the good news. "Marcos, I got the job," I said, nearly jumping with excitement. He grinned and gave me a big hug. "I knew you could do it. You didn't give up, and look where it's taken you. Now, At my new job, I feel confident in my ability to communicate in English. I've met people from all over the world, learned so much, and grown in ways I never imagined. Every time I face a challenge, I remind myself of the journey that brought me here. And whenever I see someone struggling, I share my story. I tell them, never give up. Every small step you take today will lead to something bigger tomorrow. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like and share it with your friends who are also learning English. Sharing your learning journey can help others improve too. And if you want more tips, stories, and practice exercises to boost your English skills, make sure to subscribe to my channel. By subscribing, you'll never miss a new video that could help you to become more confident and fluent in English. Join the community of learners today and let's keep growing together. Until next time, happy learning and keep practicing.